Hello people, how you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, your voice sounds fantastic, Kiara. Sounds sensational.
Thank you.
Kiara Worth and Kola Cohen. I mean, you sound like the most famous guests I've ever had in here so far. It's amazing. If all else fails, you guys can start like a duo and get on the road, go do some music.
Excellent, Kola and Kiara.
Yeah, I like it. Welcome,
I don't think
Kola.
I'll be able to show up for any gigs though. Just headlines.
Welcome, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. So these are my guests today. Sorry about the random time, everybody, but don't panic. This is the beauty about the intrawebs. You can watch it whenever you want. But if you could just share this, if you're listening now, or whenever you see it, if you could share it, because today's message is a bit of a public message, and it's about a group that I've been involved with last year during lockdown, and I think I'll let Kiara Worth tell you a little bit more about what they do. But I researched them, and I think did I give you guys a bit of money last year?
I think so. Yes, thank you for that.
Oh, pleasure. I was so lucky to do it, but it also came out because I'd done the research, and everyone in Hout Bay spoke about you guys. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, young Kiara?
All right, so Love in a Bowl is really a homegrown Hout Bay initiative. Yeah. And what it really is it's kind of like a community farming initiative where we grow nutritious organic vegetables here in Hout Bay, and we distribute them to the most needy within our community. Yeah. So how it works is that we have land here in Hout Bay on different plots. We employ more than 30 different local people from Hout Bay to tend the land. And every week we harvest a collection of produce. We then put that produce into what we call a community pot, which provides up to 27 meals for those in need. And we distribute those to different institutions, NGOs, creches, early childhood development centers, to support the activities that they are doing. Mm. And then people within Hout Bay also can buy vegetables from Love in a Bowl. And so every week they get a delivery of organic, nutritious, beautiful vegetables. So really the whole ethos behind it is about giving love, Love in a Bowl, just as the name says, sharing it.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great, and you guys have really cooked. So I saw what you were doing last year. I just haven't made it to the actual farms yet.
You got to come.
I know. I've heard it's quite
beautiful
and spectacular. I must say the way that South Africa and this village in particular, this delightful Hout Bay that we live in, like the way we pulled together, it's pretty amazing. Eh? Like I'm sorry, I'm going to claim it because I think we did very good. There were some acts just going above and beyond, like running to different things, doing missions. Same as what we had now with the fires. I mean, it's
absolutely
the way we come together, and it's not just Hout Bay or Cape Town. It is South African, and I'd like to actually think it's a worldwide thing now, especially after this pandemic. People are really starting to pull their fingers out of their egos a little bit. And they're starting to be, they're just being lacquer, which I dig. And then, Kola, tune us. You got a little mission coming up. I'm gonna just be doing links while you introduce what you're about to get involved with, so that I can pop it on the page and people can try and support. But Kola Cohen, what are you up to?
Okay, cool. So I'm a surfer. That's my background, and recently I've been starting to venture a little bit out, and I've started prone paddling, which is basically kayaking, but using your arms instead of a paddle.
Yeah, it's like a life-saving thing.
Yeah, it's like a Malibu. You know what a Malibu is.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I signed up for the Freedom Paddle, just as is, and then I was, it's impossible not to take it seriously because it was on the 27th of April, which is such a special day in South Africa. Yeah. And 27 kilometers around the island and back. And I had done an intern at Love in a Bowl, so I thought, why not try and do a little drive to get some meals for people. So I'm going to try and raise 27,000 meals. Yeah. All
right, 27,000 meals, and so that is 150 grand is your target, what you're trying to raise.
Yeah, 150.
And you've done well. You're already on 71. I've put the link. I put the link in the comment section already. So guys, the best thing you can do, just the legend couch supporters that we have, is just share, because that's all we can do in this day and age. So share it as far and wide as you can go. I want to say a couple of shout outs, a few houses to Joanna, Bianca, Peace, Jamie Pyatt, and next time boats more up by June's, get a speaker facing out to sea. Heard it was a great gig, but never heard it. Yeah. Well, I did play on the boat, but the boat was the after party, which was a little bit tongue in cheek, obviously. I mean, can you imagine rocking up to your own gig in your own pirate boat? I was like, I have to, the
I
pandemic.
don't see a problem with it.
The pandemic, you never know when we're going to have these opportunities again. So just fucking have the most fun possible. That's kind of how I'm living my life. A little bit too much sometimes. I'm like, it's giving me a little bit too much leeway to consume almost all the red wine that I own. But I'm also going, why not, man? So I'm not going to be paddling with you if you don't mind, bro. I'll probably
next year.
Probably be a bit of a problem for you. Yeah, next year I'll start practicing now. Hello, Zita. Okay, guys, I'm putting the link on the page. Please check this. It's a Back a Buddy campaign. Spread the word. When are you doing it? When? 27th of April, Freedom Day. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So that's soon. Jeez.
Yeah.
So you
coming up on Tuesday.
It's this Tuesday. Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay, so explain the exact mission. Where do you leave from?
So we leave from the waterfront.
Yeah.
We paddle around the island and back. It's pretty straightforward.
So on Tuesday.
Maybe
I can get Tim to be a support vessel.
Yeah.
So Tim is my boat, the Impossible Machine. She's at the VNA as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Okay, we talk. I think next Tuesday is actually good. Let me have a look here. I'm getting myself into stuff here already. But I don't mind. Okay. I got a friend's dad's birthday party.
Yeah.
Bring him along.
There's lots of us playing golf. It's hard. I mean, the boat's big, but it's not we don't have a putting green. Sorry, man. I'm just a local muser, guys, as always, you're welcome to call in and ask any questions. I'll also put the link into the broadcast here. There we go. Just call in. You know the deal. Just plug it. Copy and paste this into a Safari browser. If you have any questions to ask our guests, you're welcome to. But yeah, man, so that's awesome. Like, people have been doing all these campaigns. Like on Saturday, I did that show at Hart Bay. We did it for Cronendale School. I've never been to Cronendale, but I know.
Wonderful,
yeah, but I've heard. But literally everyone I know has
Yeah.
had either been there or has had kids that are there now.
Yeah.
And people, like, there's different levels of struggle. So there's a lot that we don't see, which is as urgent and as important. But I mean, like the years before, I kind of did with Frank Solomon. Frank Solomon from Central Ocean Alliance. So I thought, like, if you're gonna pull into Hart Bay, like, let's check the Life Saving Club, because it just gives you that feeling that something's happening. Whereas, actually, at the back end of it, there's so much struggle. It probably needs the finance a bit more, if we're being very honest. But you know what people are like. It's first impressions. Like, you want to get a feeling that if you want to see that something's being done, do it on something that's a visual scale. And when you drive past the clubhouse now, you see they've got the 2 layers and a little coffee shop, and that actually
for sure.
So the people who have donated money, they're like, oh, that's where the money went. Whereas if you donate something to someone who's running like an animal shelter at the very top of RY, you're not going to be driving up to check on the animals every day. Do you know what I mean? But those animals needed possibly more. So, Brew, where are you from? Kind of like, where are you a local boy?
Yeah, I'm from Hart Bay.
Okay.
Just up on Valley Road. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Valley Road.
Born and raised, yeah.
Lekker,
well,
man.
actually, no, born in Joburg. So.
Where in Joburg? See, I was also born in Joburg.
No, I was a baby. I don't even.
Yes, of course you were a baby when you were born. You have to be
local.
It's impossible to be born at like the age of 8. Where were you born?
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, that's true. That must be painful though, surely.
Yeah, no, it must.
For both parties.
Yeah.
So where in Joburg were you born? You don't remember?
Oh, actually, no.
You don't remember the hospital, the area, nothing. You've blocked it out of your.
It was a home birth, I think.
A home birth.
Yeah.
In Joburg, and that's all. That's all you remember. You blocked everything else out.
Blocked it.
You want nothing to do with Joburg.
Nothing.
Okay. Not even a tattoo
I'm
to identify.
I resonate with Cape Town.
100%. And Kiara, where are you from?
I'm a bit of a nomad. So, yeah, a bit of all over. I grew up in Mafeking in the northwest.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. But I've been in Hart Bay for 8 years now.
Okay, cool.
And I love it here.
It's pretty cool.
And actually, what you were saying earlier about how I really do feel that this is a community that comes together.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's been an amazing thing to see over the years of just how much Hart Bay does rally when they want to, and it's a beautiful thing, because it just reminds us all that we all have an opportunity to contribute to our societies in some way, even if it's clicking on a link or sharing it or
well, here we go.
whatever.
We've just had Judd from Deluxe Coffee. He's in for $5,000 if you make it.
Yes.
Wow. We've made
Thank
$5,000
you.
in 10 minutes. Judd, you're a legend. But it does say if you make it.
And we love coffee.
If you make it. I don't know about that, Judd. I don't know if you can be challenging our guy, because I know Kola's going to make it.
And he's been training.
If it was me, I would ask you to pay me not to do it. So then you'd have a concern. So we got $5,000, guys. Check out this. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for tuning in. There's some regulars on here that are just all legendary. They're so cool. Everyone's sending wishes and luck, and let's see what kind of funds we can raise for it, because I do know that the work that Love in a Bowl does is sensational, and there's just other people.
Yeah.
So tell me about the founders and the main people that are involved.
Right. So Love in a Bowl was really started by Gordon.
Yes.
And he wanted to be here today but couldn't make it, unfortunately. But he really just has this most wonderful heart of gold. And I think that being involved in the Hout Bay community, he was just inspired to give back and to how can you be of service, And I think that's where Love in a Bowl really was born from. This idea of what do we have and what can we do to contribute to our community. And for Gordon, it was all about food security, so making sure that people, the most vulnerable within our communities, at the very least have access to healthy, nutritious food.
It's amazing.
Because without that, you can't do anything.
And is it the bonus that we have quite a lot of land that was able to be put to use? Is that kind of like, so I haven't seen the farm, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But is it big? Was it like is it a big homestead that he's just gone? Let's use the land.
Yeah, it's actually split over a whole bunch of different properties.
Okay, all right.
So it started on one small piece, and then they could produce so much. But in true fashion of Hout Bay, the more people heard about it, the more they wanted to support.
Yeah.
And so now there's up to 7 different plots of land where landowners have just said, here's my land.
All right.
If you want to come and grow vegetables here, I want to support in this way.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So it's it's spread out. All local employees, they go and tend to the gardens every day, harvest, different deliveries made for different things every day.
Yeah.
And it's a fully functioning,
amazing.
self-fulfilling, initiative.
How long have you been working with them?
I've only been working with them for a few months, telling stories, just helping to get the story out there. And yeah, it's been great.
Awesome. It's awesome. And I dig it. I'm sorry, man. I was meant to go last week. I forget what happened. But I wasn't able to go and check it. But so Brew, so once you finish doing this, like how old are you, first of all?
19.
Oh my God.
Lightweights, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, 19, Kiara. Do you remember those days?
I do.
Not
They were
that
just
you're much older than your early 20s.
Yeah, no,
but
I think
for me,
that's been the biggest problem. It's like all my other 19-year-old buddies have been quite a setback when I'm trying to go and train. They're like, we're going out. Like, what are you doing?
Right. So what do you mean? The discipline is of...
Yeah, it's you definitely have to be disciplined.
Brew, then you're lucky of not being hanging out with me, because you would have a bub the same size as mine.
Oh, really?
Although in my defense, I've had this exact bub since I was 3.
Since you were 3?
Literally since I was 3. Doesn't matter what level of fitness I am, here it is. It's been... People are like, oh, you've lost weight. I'm like, no, bro. If you met me in primary school, if I was running around playing rugby all day or soccer all day, this is exactly how I've been. Like, I have not put on or lost anything. That's a side note. But it's basically just a dig towards 19-year-olds. Screw you. You're not lucky over it.
Yeah.
No, it's so rad to be able to go and do these things, man. So what other missions do you like doing, like for like water activities, and what keeps you busy? Like, what are you doing other than raising money?
Okay. Well, last year I was studying music, and that's kind of what I wanted to pursue. I was at a school called Bridges for Music.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Cool. It's quite cool. It's like a small, 20-person college in Langa, which was super cool.
Okay.
But they closed down because of Corona, lost their funding. So I went looking elsewhere. I found an internship at Sealand. Well, before that I started working at the farm, which was great, and I worked there for months. And yes, those guys from Malawi are hard workers.
Yeah.
They're like, however hard this paddle is, those guys work harder every day, Moved on to Sealand, did an internship there for quite a while, a few months.
What's Sealand?
It's like a upcycled bags and clothing and that kind of thing. It's also a local spot in Hout Bay.
Yeah.
The guy who owns it, Jasper, is also part of the surfing community.
So it's just it's about recycling and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like upcycling like sails and stuff into making it into bags. Yeah, I've actually got one of their bags. Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you show us? Where is it?
Yeah. So I go.
Yeah, go grab it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, all of these kind of initiatives are focused on the same thing, right? Where it's about
Check out. There we go. Hold it into that camera there, bro.
the sustainable contribution.
I mean, I really use this stuff, so it's like pretty dirty. But
See, I think I've seen these things. Yep.
yeah,
Pass it to me quickly.
plus it's made out of a yacht sail.
Kif. Okay, let me get the camera on here as well. Oh, I think mine's frozen. That's fantastic. Here we go. Check out this.
Yeah.
Pretty rad, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
cool.
you guys are making products like this out of just out of upcycling stuff instead of going.
Yeah. So, but the internship came to an end, and I was kind of really looking to push something else. I've been doing studying business at the moment, which is like a 6-month course, and then hustling there here and there, and then doing this campaign.
Just turn that mic a little bit to face you there.
Yeah.
There we are. Good
Yeah,
man.
nice.
Perfect. 101 with the music studying thing. Get the mic in your face, brother.
Yeah.
So that's Rad Brew 19. I mean, I don't even know what I was doing at this. I didn't know if I could, if I wanted to ride a motorbike or a car. Never mind what other career, other career choices you're doing. So you're very fortunate, bro. It is a fantastic age.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
It is. It's crazy. God, what am I? 27 years older than you, bro.
Wow.
How is that even? That can't be right.
I don't think it is.
No,
It is. It is. 46 and 19. Isn't it?
I'm really
How
going to
old
try
are
and
you?
comprehend that.
I'm 46.
Oh, you're 46.
Yeah, that's 27
Wow.
years,
No.
I think. I
Oh,
don't know.
God.
Should I get the calculator? I'll do it. I
No,
don't
we
care.
shouldn't do it. Yeah.
If someone could tell me how much older I am than Kola, that's amazing. Then you guys could donate $5,000 if you get it right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you've obviously seen the Seaspiracy stuff, and
Yes.
have you seen it?
Of
Kola?
course.
Have you
Yeah,
I mean, it's nuts, bro.
It's crazy.
Our oceans are in peril.
That's right.
So I think my big mission, obviously, what you guys are doing on the ground is incredible, because it's like hunger is the biggest thing in the world. Like in the beginning when I was doing stuff, I was trying to spread it around, get it for animal shelters, and animals super close to my heart, and I'm sure your guys as well. But when you are faced with overwhelming starvation and hunger because of this pandemic, it's a little bit hard to not make that's a pretty damn big priority. You know what I mean? So hunger became
Right.
a little bit of a later kind of priority for me, but a priority nonetheless. But now I'm looking at this ocean thing, which has been around for a long time, but it's now being, and it's not even about not putting straws in the water. It's not about, like, single-use plastic for me is a problem, but you see Seaspiracy is like it's a
fishing,
5%
industry.
all
Right.
of the fishing, and
Right.
But I think the one thing that Seaspiracy did fail to mention is that there are actually like small sustainable fishing villages which actually like do some like really good
correct.
stuff, and it feeds
Right.
people, and
Correct.
it's productive, and
yeah.
in the harbour, for example.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So I must say what I didn't approve of or agree with. There you go, Zita said 27 years. Look at my bluff math coming.
You're kidding. Is it 27 years?
27 years
Okay.
older than you, young
Okay,
man.
can I just take a moment that
Yes.
one of the things that we have been alarmed about while
Yeah.
we've been planning this whole campaign
Yeah.
is the synchronicity of numbers, right?
Okay, all right.
So
yes.
it is the 27th of April.
Hey,
okay,
hold on, wait.
for
I've got my
Freedom
reverb
Day.
button for that.
Are you ready?
I really hope it works. Otherwise, I sound like such a dirt.
Okay, so 27th of April
Yeah.
is South Africa's Freedom Day.
Yes.
And one of the things that we do is we honor the 27 years, 27, that Nelson Mandela spent fighting
Yes.
for our country's freedom.
Yeah.
Now, it just so happens that this year
Yes.
is the 27th year of South Africa's freedom. And so Kola, who we just found out is 27 years younger than
me.
you, which, I mean, is the
Give me a
most
sign, Lord.
important.
Any sign.
Yeah. He is traveling, or paddling, crazy paddle of 27 kilometers, to do this, to raise enough support to feed 27,000 meals to different
I love
people.
that. I think
so
it's cool.
then, after we were thinking about it, I Googled, like, what is the numerology of
Behind all that.
27?
Yeah.
And it is the well-being of humanity.
I didn't
Right?
know that, but I do love it. Hold on,
Isn't it
I've got a
beautiful?
button for that. There's applause. You can't hear it, but there's big applause going on.
So isn't that a beautiful way
I
to
think it's,
spend Freedom Day?
I think it's incredible. Then this is all meant to be. All of this was meant to be. I will confess, like, the whole point of these shows is that I don't sit and go, like, read about your stuff. I want to hear it, like, on the cuff.
Yeah.
So thanks
Yeah.
for being willing to just jump straight into it. I think it's rad. but there's more than just this one little trip. Like, what do you think your priority would be, like, after raising funds for what you're about to do for Love in a Bowl? Like, what other kind of... So the reason the show is called What Kind, apart from being slang for, like, what kind, which is an old slang, but it means what kind of kindness do you have? Like, what are you? What kind of person are you?
Sure.
And what would you say your biggest passion is? So I'll start with mine, if you don't mind. And on the boat, Tim, the Incredible Machine, like, apart from having fun and being able to do this and collab and jams and do some music and basically freedom, live my life as best as possible, like, a big drive is gonna be to link up with some ocean pollution, environmentalists. Like, I've even messaged Sea Shepherd. If anyone knows anyone at Sea Shepherd, just tell them I've got a 66-foot super rock solid wooden boat and I'd like to go and crash into the side of pirate vessels. I don't care if that's how I die.
Wood's gonna hold up then.
I'm worried about them. You should see, this is Iroko wood. Google Iroko, bro.
Okay,
I think and never mind,
I think we can do it.
I'll be shooting them from far away with cannons, if that's even legal. I don't know what
don't
know what the legalities are about that are carrying cannons on board. So we'll check that out, everyone. If you could,
we'll
if
be
some
in
people could
international
Google
water,
it for me.
so it's fine.
Okay, 100%.
I got you.
Yeah. But the cannons they only do like bubbles of love. It's all just love.
Totally.
It's not cannons. Jeez, like it's water bubbles. But yeah, I want to do that. So that's big. So I was asking. So what's like your big drive? Like, what is the panic thing on earth for you? Apart from all of it falling apart.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. My first priority, strangely enough, is like more on the humanity side of things than the environmental side of things. But obviously, I think they're so intertwined. It's like you can't do one without the other. They're very intersectional.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like water sports, like I've grew up in the ocean, swimming, spearfishing, diving, doing with like a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think for me and like all my friends and everyone that I know who does it, it was like mostly an escape,
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool, but like I think it's often like surfers and ocean people can get quite single-minded about it,
Yeah.
So like what I'm really hoping through this campaign is that like my peers and other ocean enthusiasts will, start engaging with their community,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah. Well, it's good, man. It's gonna take the kids in your generation to really take. It's funny. Like, I've noticed that, like, kids your age, it's what it is. You're kids. Can't believe I'm ever saying that to other people. You're a kid.
It's rough.
Still cool. You'll never get used to it. By the way, young man, you'll never get used to it when you have to call other people young man. Oh, sorry, quickly departure. Yeah, it's King's Day on the 27th in Netherlands as well. Hello, Isabel Fenter. I mean, talk about 27th. But yeah, I think your generation are very important, and it's amazing. I must say there was like a little gap between my generation, like kind of the generation just after me were arseholes. The kids were proper arseholes. I think we were arseholes. We were rude. We didn't know what we were doing, but we also didn't. We weren't the iPad generation. We didn't know. We just went out and like broke stuff and drank a lot. You know what I mean? Like by accident, mainly. Yeah. We didn't know. It was quite unconscious living.
A little bit of that.
No, for sure. No, but you actually sus. You actually got. I mean, most kids your age. I mean,
it's a different world.
I know kids. I mean, kids are 8 and they're going to school with like iPhone 11s. That's nuts. I had my first Nokia like this when I was 21. The battery lasted for 13 seconds.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was
pull
like
out antenna.
Yeah. By the time you pulled out the antenna, you had to say everything that you had to say to the person. It was gone. So never mind. So my point is, because of that, I think like we have access to making some slightly better decisions. Like you have, you've gone like, well, I've got this mission that's going on, and where I think drugs and alcohol were quite prevalent because of ignorance and boredom mainly. A few generations ago, it feels like we're getting a little bit of a conscious generation that are also starting to go. This world that we have left behind is not looking very good,
right?
And so we want to be active and do some cool things. So
nice.
So that's encouraging. That's all on your shoulders, Kola. If the world doesn't make it, bro, I'm telling you right here, you had this choice. You had this chance now to save the world. Yeah, no pressure, obviously. Just chill.
Yeah.
But if the world doesn't survive, it's your fault. Just putting it out there. Could be wrong. But it just feels right at this moment.
I'll sleep on it.
I hope you won't sleep well. No, I want you to sleep very well before your paddle. And Kiara, would you say is your biggest concern in the world today? Sorry, I know this is a weird random question. Apart from COVID and all that stuff, but like, what is your passion? Like, do you care about more oceans or?
I'm an extremely passionate person. In my normal life, I'm a photojournalist and a storyteller, and I track the global negotiations on environment and development with the UN. So my big topics are climate change, biodiversity, illegal trade in wildlife, agriculture, food security. So I'm passionate about all of these topics. But I would say what's my biggest concern at the moment is really the lack of courage that I see in society. So we know that we face all these problems and that we have all these challenges. And we seem to, as a society, often sit back and say, well, someone's going to fix it. And I think that we have an opportunity, our generation, Kola's generation, to do exactly what he's doing with this paddle, is to use whatever capacity we have to make a positive impact on our communities, whether it's for the oceans, whether it's for anything. Yeah. So that's what I'm all about, is inspiring courage, inspiring change in that sense. Through stories,
Cool. Well, I love that. Yeah. I mean, we need that as well. And just, I don't know, I personally get quite overwhelmed at times. I'm like I know we have to do it, and I've chosen to do it. Yeah. But I sometimes go, fuck up. I think we're fucked.
Well, if I can say to you, in those moments,
sorry about that.
But in those moments when you feel overwhelmed, challenge yourself to look at this as an opportunity, right? Because what we're doing is not just fighting all of the burden of the previous world, like the climate change and this pollution and everything else. What we're doing is we're laying the foundation for a sustainable world. Yeah. And that is so exciting. Yeah. How do we build sustainable communities? Yeah. How do we look after the ocean? Yeah. How do we get people involved?
Finding the solutions is quite exciting, and it's it's going to be a challenge, but it just feels like we're not finding as many solutions as we are creating problems. Because now with the pandemic, the next thing is, before we had plastic bottles floating around everywhere, now everyone wears a single-use mask as well. Hey, they take that off and they throw it straight in the dustbin, and that is now billions every day going into the ocean as well. But
and syringes from all the vaccines and gloves.
The syringes, the medical stuff, then it's all just going into the oceans. And like we had a problem already. And then we see on Seaspiracy that we've got a lot of fishing nets. Oh, I wanted to say something about that. You know what I didn't like about the end goal? Like, watch the whole movie, like, it's desperate, and secondly they're like, but so don't eat fish. Kif, cheers, roll credits, don't eat fish. I'm like, I was like, guys, sorry, love you, but that's ridiculous. No, and of course, we're going to eat fish. We've been eating fish since biblical times, and since we were fish ourselves.
It's about sustainable consumption and production. Exactly. All of these issues. It's about, is it sustainable?
I thought that was a little bit of a bad end to a really good story. They were like, okay, so the only way we're going to do this, everyone stop eating fish. I was like, okay, Kevin, let me just do it along quickly, and then we'll kill the industry, because I know for sure the Chinese will stop eating if you ask them, right? They listen quite a lot when it comes to eating live anything. Sorry, not having a dig, but slightly having a dig. All love, but there's got to be other ways. There's got to be other ways to help the fishing stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the same as like what Love in a Bowl is doing. It's like it's really returning to like grassroots. You know, it's like fish, but like do it with a rod.
Yeah. That's right. Do it sustainably. Consume sustainably. Yeah. You don't need to eat, 15 fish a day.
Yes.
So, and actually Love in a Bowl is also supporting Oceans Alive, which is a lifeguard training initiative that we're training people in Hout Bay. Cool. And Love in a Bowl provides the vegetables so that these young lifeguards can be better lifeguards and look after the ocean. Yeah. So even though Love in a Bowl is on land and we're talking about the sea, everything is interconnected, you know, and it's beautiful how they come together like this.
Yeah. That's important. I think also just the age-old thing is education as well. So like apart from just like padding a problem, is like how to actually make that sustainable going forward. Yeah. So I know Frank does it with Central, and apart from just training the little kids, they also sit in a classroom. They go, "Do you know why it's bad to drop the plastic into the thing? Because it's going to stay there forever." So people don't know that. There's so many different like reasons as to why you can't even be mad. Like if you I often think I'm like, if I had woken up with no food for the 5th day in a row, and I was living in some of the conditions that we know people close to us all around the world and in South Africa are living in, you know what, I'm not going to give a shit about dropping my plastic into the streets.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just
When
a
you're
little bit of
fighting for
relativity.
survival.
You know what I mean? It's like I
Yeah.
really don't care. I don't care about. In fact, I can't wait for the ocean to envelop the earth because I just want to die. So you kind of think that's. No, you know what I mean? I know that's.
No, it makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, why should I care? But so it's like, unfortunately, that is
That's
the
right.
tsunami that we're dealing with, and then obviously the roots of that are all stemmed from corruption and education, which we
Yeah.
are starting to veer off onto all relevant topics. But I don't know how much time we have together. The main point about today's show, apart from Love and a Ball being one of my favorite charities that I was very happy to help last year and always will, is your paddle, which is going to happen on the 27th. What time are you leaving from where? Can people come and wave you goodbye?
Yeah,
Whereabouts are you going?
To be honest, I'm actually not exactly what the call time. Sure exactly what the call time is.
Okay.
But it'll be early morning and it'll be carrying on throughout the day. You know, it takes a long time.
How long is the paddle?
So I did a 16-kilometer trial the other day, which is like a sprint. You know, like you're really sprinting through those 16 k's. So I paddled from Llandudno to Bantry Bay, like Sea Point area, and then back to Buckhoven. That's 16 k's.
Right.
And that took me about 2 hours. So I'm guessing.
And how far is the loop around the island and back? What
So
is
it's
that?
27 Ks.
27.
That's
yeah.
what we
Come
said. That's
on,
why
Art,
we're
get
just
with
driving
it.
the point
Yeah.
home so that we can keep on
Yeah.
saying that KIF number.
So it's about 10 kilometers longer than that 2-hour loop, but I'm guessing those 10 k's are probably going to take the same amount of time as that first 16 k's takes, you know. Cause
And
it
also
really,
depends on the wind,
And
right?
the current.
And
Yeah.
the current.
If
Oh,
there's-
no.
So-
Have you checked the forecast for Tuesday?
No.
Okay, goodness.
Don't
Well,
do it. Don't do
yeah,
it.
we'll
We'll have a little, I'm going to have a
oh,
little
no.
look-see over here quickly.
No.
Oh, not?
It's gonna be perfect.
No, you won't. You
You
will
can look,
not.
you can whisper into the
I
mic.
won't say anything. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a supporter. I'm a sailor. I wanted to. Oh no, you screwed. Don't go. I'm joking. Totally joking. Hold on. No, but really, you screwed. No, but it'll be good. It
I'll
all.
have to check now.
It's actually cool.
Really.
I think it'll
but
be
leave
beautiful.
early. Like if you could leave on Monday, that'd be great. If you leave as soon as it becomes the 27th, that counts.
Yeah.
Can you swim?
That
How's your
counts,
night
yeah.
swimming going?
We'll leave at midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, see, we had to do that the other day. So I'd pulled the boat out, and it was just, it was the most ridiculous day. And it was also one of the very few days that I get to have where I can actually enjoy like the boat a little bit, because normally it's just grinding and sanding and
Yep.
finding out everything that's wrong with it. And, you know, to have a boat during a pandemic is stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid to have a boat in general.
Ah.
So it was one of the few days I got to like pull up like a rock star, pulled up right outside the gig on the boat, supped to the gig, did a sound check, did a show, supped back to the boat, had the coolest night ever. The weather was awesome. We bride on board. It was awesome. And then I checked the wind for the next day, and it was just heaving. And this was on Sunday when the fires happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mate said, like, well, there's some fires in town. I was like, oh shit, okay, well, we're having a braai on the boats. And then I was having a look, and I was like, oh shit, there's wind coming. So we left.
Yeah.
We left at 12, probably closer to 1
Yeah.
on Sunday morning. No, that would have been Monday morning.
Monday morning. That's when it picked
Oh my
up.
God. You can't believe. First of all, the sailing that we did was crazy. It was a really good night sail, but I had really capable people on board, fortunately. So we were cool and safe, and we would have been safe anyway with because she's got a very big engine. But we did some cool sailing on it. But by the time we got around, you can't believe what we saw at Cape Town. It looked like lava running down the mountains. Like this wind. It was like
That's
to see
intense,
that to see that fire from the ocean was something. Like
Yeah.
we were all standing on there going, we'll
Such
never
a
never
tragedy.
forget this sail.
Yeah.
Like I actually. And I was getting tired because we got in at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd helmed the whole way, and I was watching, trying to, like thinking I should have been like more emotional about it, but I was just standing going, what am I seeing? It like, are we dreaming? And by the time we got around the breakwater, we were getting like 40 knot gusts on our bow.
Really?
We got a big boat. It's a 50-ton
Yeah.
boat. And she's crooked for nothing, for nix, you know. We've got a 225 horsepower, 6-cylinder John Deere, brand new.
Yeah.
And I was cranking this engine, and the wind was just pushing me onto the wall. I was like, "Why? What's going on, Cape Town?" Why? And
Yeah.
Cape Town is that kind of wind. Like it's like
Yeah.
and when it blows, it actually feels like it comes from like Mordor or some other place.
I think
So it's
it
not
does,
normal.
though.
It's not
No.
normal wind. Normal wind blows like this. It goes.
No.
Cape Town goes like this, and then it stops.
It's true.
And then goes, and then you curve, and then it all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. It's like, just anyway. that was my Monday.
Sure.
So it was interesting. So yeah, just be careful, bro. You've obviously done all the research for tides and current and
Sharks.
You'll have a support. No, I'm not scared about sharks. Are you scared of sharks?
No, but I am scared of jellyfish because all the other guys are using paddles, right? They're using SUPs or they're using kayaks. You know, the guys.
And you got arms in water.
Yeah, the prones like we're gonna scoop up a jellyfish like that.
And are there lots of jellyfish?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not going alone.
No. So it's the freedom paddle it's a race. With lots of other people doing it.
So do you paddle as fast with your arms as people with the paddle?
Not even close. It is so much slower.
It's painful.
I
had a friend called Ryan Butcher who went to Venezuela. He owns Hurricane Surf. You know all the surf accessories. They make leashes and bags and stuff like that. So that's his company, and he's been like a lifesaver his whole life. And I remember he went and did the prone rowing thing in Peru or something like that for world champs.
Oh, nice.
And it's a mission. That's an awkward position to be on your knees.
Yeah.
Digging and scooping in the water.
So you alternate between your knees and lying on your chest. And I've got, over the last few weeks of training, really bad nipple chafe. Which has been horrible. And then I remember the other day I went for a paddle without a shirt on. So the chafe was especially bad. And I was paddling around Seal Island. Yeah. And I was like, shit, I actually can't do this any longer. So I got onto my knees, but there was a breeze. So the breeze of the salty cold air
onto your nipples.
Onto my nipples was so much worse.
Now, see, in some environments people would crave that, but but when you're just trying to paddle around an island, trying to raise some money, can we not have these burning nipples this time around, please?
Is paddling for love a whole new meaning? Really?
Paining for paddling, paddling for pain. But surely there's got to be stuff. Can't you get the cyclers' crotch stuff that you can put on, or put more Vaseline or something like that?
I think not really the Vaseline stuff. It doesn't work, and then you slip on your board, and it's weird.
Okay,
so
sorry.
I normally use a long wetsuit, but it gets a little bit stiff. So Whistler helps me out, and they sent me sending me. It's still coming.
Shout out Whistler. Don't forget. Big shout out Whistler. Thank you.
Yeah, the store, and they call it the store in South Africa. So
the store. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Cool. They're hooking up with some gear.
Yeah, they're giving me a long john, so it's just long legs, covers my knees, my nipples, but leaves my arms nice and open to paddle.
Okay, rad. Just put big plasters on. I like the way that we've been talking about his nipples for the last 5 minutes. Quite good. We're in a dungeon, guys. It's a dungeon. It's kind of usually we get there a lot quicker. We only talked about the charity stuff for about 2 minutes after talking about nipples for 2 hours. That's usually the way around. So we've actually done pretty well this time. So okay, cool, bro. Well, that's very exciting. So it's actual race. So, how many people are taking place?
It's like I said, it's a handful of people on prone boards, and then I think it's over 100 people on surf skis and SUPs
and sapping.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I've done the SUP where you go from the lighthouse in Milderton. Nice. And you go all the way to Big Bay. I've done that with when it's 35 knots at your back on a 16-footer. I've done a few of those, believe it or not, and then
those are fun. Downwinds are something else.
It's very kiff, and with a man of my stature and body mass, I make quite a good sail, so I get a lot of help.
Yeah, exactly.
I get quite a lot of help on the wind. Yeah, exactly. It does help, man. Well, listen, man. That's I don't know what else, whatever else you want to share, or you're welcome to. Otherwise, it's short and sweet, and we're just going to post this out and spread the word, and you can come tell us, what else. So, okay. Well, so what else do you want to do? One more question for me at your age. It's actually so annoying, but you're not going to spend your whole life in Hut Bay, are you? Or maybe you are. It's not a diss if you did. It's the most beautiful place on earth. But what are your other aspirations apart from just being a legendary guy who wants to look after the planet?
My other aspirations. I'm
music, you said.
Yeah. So music. Okay. I've started a little brand called Waza Skate Gear, where it's very early days, but that's one of the many projects that I want to do. Just nice, what's the word for it? Conscious capitalism,
Okay, good. I like it. It'll be a buzzword.
Yeah.
Amongst kids your age.
And more recently, I just really want to get into this campaign. I've been dreaming about doing a lot of traveling through Africa and maybe a big bike trip somewhere to Kilimanjaro or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is you can do all of it, and like I'm at the age of my life. I've done quite a lot in like the music field, and but I'm also now going. There's so much more I want to do. Like music was, it felt like I was in band practice my whole life.
Yeah.
Like now I actually want to go while I'm actually still relatively young and bouncy and fat, where I could probably could stand up if I took a hard fall. I could probably still do it. That's why I want to still do these things. That's why I bought a boat. So the idea is that I want to go around the world. I want to head east indefinitely. I want to go the wrong way. I want to go up the west coast of Madagascar, Seychelles, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and then Indonesia, which I don't know if I'll ever get out of.
Hit me up.
No, bro. There'll be plenty of opportunity, but there's a lot to do. You're gonna have to buy your way on by doing a lot of sanding and oiling. Okay, careful. I'll take you up. You've said it on here. So don't come on the boat and be like sitting on the beanbag going, "Where's my G&T, bitch?" Okay, all right. I'm gonna have sandpaper in your hand.
No, that's great.
Hey, Kiara, any final words you want to say?
Oh, well, just to say thank you to you. I mean, really just so grateful to have this platform and for all of the support and what a gift to be here and a privilege. And thank you, Kola, for paddling. I definitely would not do it.
Sure.
And so just thanks again for such a wonderful opportunity.
Wow, what a pleasure. It's tiny, and let's see how this evolves. But we've got quite a nice little loyal fan base of people who help. As you see, like, people really jump to the party. I mean, I couldn't believe how people jumped onto, like, I was auctioning off just random items. Like one of the shows we did at the Hout Bay Vineyard, they gave a big magnum in the middle of the show, like while I was doing it, and the Oaks bought it for a lot of money. It's just like Oaks are really keen to help, so it's really cool. So what I'd like to do is just talk about one or two things that I've been doing on a day-to-day basis, and just to try and help the environment, even though I'm sorry to say I sometimes feel like it's not really mattering, so I apologize to the optimistic people. I promise you I am ultimately, but so little things I do. Which camera are we on? Okay, we're on your camera. So I've got, not promoting the brand, but if you're running out of birthday ideas to buy someone and you don't know what to get them a freaking water bottle. Get them a beautiful water bottle. These are like $500-600. I know that's expensive, but this, for the first time in my life, hello Jeff, here's my son Jeff. Everyone say hello, Jeffy. Hello boy. Jeff is he's a quite a famous participant in the show. Jeff, what took you so long, bro? Okay, well, is that all you got to say? Jeff, we're kind of live. If you could just sum up what I know you were logged in. I saw your profile. What would you say? The couple of takeouts, nothing. Okay, well that's awkward. So just for me, this has become like my little handbag now. Like it's my man. Like I don't leave home without this. Whereas I always used to leave home without anything because I don't know if it's more of a guy thing. Like girls have a bag, we leave, But then what happens? Being guys, we get thirsty, So what do? We go into a shop and we go and buy a plastic bottle of water, which is ridiculous, and we all do it. And don't get me wrong, I forget all the time. So this is probably a 90% time that I have this, but every now and then you run out. Busy in the morning, and you run out and you go and get your plastic. But I think that's one thing. Like just fill up beautiful water. You could flavor it. You could put strawberries and mint and make it all fun and all sorts of other things. So guys, please, the next birthday gift you need to get anyone. You go in there, you go, hey, here we go, here's a stainless steel thing, and you're doing your part for the environment. And then obviously the shopping bags, got to keep them in your car. I forget almost every fucking time.
Every time.
Almost. So now my punishment to me is if I go in and the car is there, and it's actually the boot is so full with shopping bags I can't see out the back, and reusable shopping bags, by the way. But I've forgotten to take one in. Why? Why are we forgetting these things? Why? It's
a practice.
No, but it is. But now, do you hear my frustration? Like we are, if you want to call it at least aware, even though aware thing is quite funny, and conscious, if you want to call it, all these woke words, which are some of them quite bullshit, but like we are an aware kind of the point of this is because we're trying to do something and we forget all the time. Now how are we going to change people's minds to like forget, to do. So anyway, it's just a constant reminder. But
it's also a point of where do you get your products from, right? Because if you're trying to avoid single-use plastics, you can source products from places that don't have plastic. So like if you get your vegetables from Love in a Bowl, they get delivered to you in a brown paper bag, and we're making an effort as well to not use these kind of environmentally harmful substances.
Yeah.
So it's as much about
where you choose,
you know, and what you're buying and what you're sourcing.
Yeah.
Sustainability is it's a commitment, and it's a lifestyle,
and it's a practice, as you say.
And it's a practice.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Are there any other like tips that you guys have that you'd like to, like easy tips to tell people that they can just be changing in their day to day, you know, lives? Like we're just forgetting. Like those are obviously I forgot to take to refillable water. It was just because I hadn't thought of it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys do that you think people forget about?
Oof.
Or have I touched on pretty much the main two? Like really, those are the main two.
Well, I mean, I could give you lists of thousands of things.
Okay, well, please
yeah, but
do.
I mean, so it's water bottles. You know, it's cutlery. Have a bamboo set of cutlery.
Yeah.
Have your own takeaway container for coffee and all of that. You know, check your where you're sourcing your things from. Check the method of packaging. Check all those things.
Yeah.
But for me, I would say, you know, as you were saying, the key here is to be conscious. You know, so you don't have to do all these things all the time, but be conscious. And are you considering the impact of yourself and what you're buying on the environment and on society? Yeah. And my one thing to do every day would very simply just be kind.
Yes.
Be kind.
Well, you've stepped into the studio and onto the show that is based on that. The whole thing is kindness. It's all kindness orientated, to the point that it gets annoying with this rockstar pirate who's always talking about like how to take reusable bags. But you know, we got him, man, because I don't want to be sailing my boat out in the next few years and just driving straight through plastic. I mean, I remember being in Indo and things like that, and this was like 4 years ago already, and I just remember like these beautiful breaks and paddling out, and like the same way you're gonna get the GBs when you maybe hit a jellyfish, or that I hope you won't. No. But I was paddling out and just plastic bottles. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's not pretty.
It's so horrible, man. It's so sad, bro. It's so sad. So I'm hoping that someone invents these. I've heard of like there's algae that thrives on plastic and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people doing some really cool stuff with algae.
Yeah. Do you know any other stories to let people know? Because that's one thing I've heard, and I've heard the Kardashians are petrified of it because of the plastic eating algae.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, there's all sorts of really cool things happening. In fact, there was just a big UN youth conference where they highlighted some of these cool things that young people are doing around the world to combat climate change, environmental degradation. They had one girl who came up with like a 3D printer that used plastics in communities. So you could conceivably take your bag of plastic to this place and have it printed into something useful for you in your household. And so it changes our whole perspective of looking at things like, it's not just waste.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Kola's doing with his Waza initiative and your ideas for your business going forward, you know, is how do we change our perspective and stop viewing things as this thing that we cast aside, but actually treat it as something that we can do something innovative with.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I remember for a while I was definitely all over that when they were doing the making bricks out of
that's right, eco bricks.
The eco bricks. I think that's a great idea.
It's wonderful.
It's one idea though. There's got to be other things. Because eventually we're just going to have skyscrapers all around the world, which is good. So I support all that. I guess it's going to just have to be about getting as creative as possible with these things. So thank you guys for being front runners. Very good luck on the 27th.
Yeah, shot so much.
I will promise you I'm going to come visit the farm, and I must just have weekly oils. I need to get my veg up a bit.
Get on that. You sign up.
I will.
It'll be delivered.
How have I not done that?
Know.
I will do it now.
Thank you.
Okay, but I want a final word to be from Jeff. So Jeff, if you could just in Spanish. Just say a few short phrases, just to let people know. Remember the thing we went over it last night, Jeff. I said okay now and one, Jeff. Oh, look at that fucking face! Everybody, have a beautiful day. Please support the cause. You guys rule. Thanks for coming out, and
thank you so much.
We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Lekker, bro. Have a good one.